Hi, crafty friends. Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today, I have a huge scrapbook layout share for you. And many of these I've been creating over the last several months. And before I get them sorted and put away into their albums, I thought I'd bring you along with me. Now, a lot of these have process videos, but some of them don't. So any that have process videos, I will be sure to link down below in the description box. Now, as you're watching, take note, and I would love to hear your comments as to which layout is your favorite. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So for this first layout, I used a Simple Stories collection. This is their new front porch collection, and each month I participate in a Simple Stories Saturday. It's the third Saturday of the month, and I play along with several of my friends. And so I do have a Simple Stories playlist on my channel that you can watch anything for Simple Stories to give you some inspiration. But this is a photo of our family. This is our most recent family photo, and I thought this front porch collection was perfect. I did a little stenciling with some paste along the edges. I've got some paper flowers. Of course, I used some of my favorite Shimmers paints on this. I just love the way this one turned out. It's pretty simple, but I really like it. Now on this layout, I use the Simple Stories Cider and Donuts, and I have some Scrap and Happy Studio Flair down here on the bottom. I also have a Shimmers Paints Flair up on the right there. And this one I'm documenting Dale and I's favorite place to eat when we visit in St. Charles, Missouri. It's a little place called Tony's on Main, and we order the same thing every time. It's called Chicken Anthony, and it's this wonderful chicken that's drenched in Provel cheese and lemon cream sauce, and we love going here. So I really thought that this Simple Story Cider and Donuts collection was just perfect for documenting this. And we went around Halloween on this trip, so it was a fall trip, and we had so much fun. And on this particular trip, I forgot that I had ate a salad. It's just a funny story between Dale and I, but I love these photos, and I think this page turned out super cute. Now this next layout, this is a more recent layout, and I used a cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files. Isn't this cut file so pretty? And then I inked and used some paints on the back of each of these. I created my own flair with some photo play buttons, some clear buttons that they have. And let's see, this is a Simple Stories paper. And then these right here, these are from Love from Lizzie. And so I used some of the Love from Lizzie peel-offs in the center of each of these snow circles. So I really like the way this one turned out, and those Love from Lizzie peel-offs just were the perfect addition to this page. So this is cute. This is a picture of my daughter. She came home from a running practice one day, and her running coach had knitted her this cute little what do you call that? I don't even know, just this little thing that goes on her nose to keep it warm. Here's a look at those epoxy shapes that I was talking about from Photo Play, where I made my own little epoxy flare, and I added some tangled thread behind them. So I really like this one too. Now on this layout, this is some pictures of my daughter and her new softball team. She had played in a tournament, and she pitched a game. She played second base, shortstop, outfield. The girls had won all 3 games, and so I wanted to document this. Now this one does not have a process video. This cute softball paper and some of the ephemera is all from Tracy Reed's designs from one of her digital collections. So I printed that out on my printer and then used my Cricut to cut out some of this ephemera. I did quite a bit of mixed media here. I dug into my stamp collection and used some stamps from Close to My Heart. And I think this one turned out super cute too. I do have still shots of all of my layouts over on Facebook and on Instagram, so be sure to follow me there if you're not already. This next one, this is a fun one. So I am on the Tracy Reed's Designs design team, and I used her new Jack and Skelly collection for Halloween. And we had scrap lifted one of the other design team members, Ophelia James, and I had actually scrap lifted a Valentine layout What I picked up from her layout were the stitching lines. She had stitching lines, so I mimicked that. And then I also liked her mixed media around the edges. So I used a stamp from, I think it was from All in Create. Yes, it was from All in Create. It was called the Dot Dash Grid Stamp. And I used some Distress Oxide ink colors and just went all around the edges. I used lots of the Tracy Reed Designs Jack and Skelly collection, her digital stickers, and print and cut on my Cricut. Now this layout I created as a scrap lift of my friend Julie with Scrap with Julie. She had hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, so we had each taken a turn scrap lifting one of her designs. And so I loved this design. She had made a Valentine layout with this one, I believe. And I used the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Yuletime collection. I used the paper and the stickers. I've also got some beautiful Prima flowers on here. And of course, some Shimmers paints in the color Gold Digger, just to bring in that gold all around the layout. So these are some pictures of my boyfriend Dale and I, and then my daughter Tatum when we were in St. Charles last Christmas in 2023. It's like walking into a Hallmark movie. I love this one. I do have a process video for this one, I know, so I will be sure to link that down below into the description box. Now this next layout, oh, I love this one so much. I used quite a bit of flair from Scrap and Happy Studio, so that's super cute. This beautiful collection is from 49 in Market, their Art Options Spice collection. I used some of their laser cut elements and their wishing bubbles and baubles. Now my sticker there, Hello Fall, my title, that was from Simple Stories, from their foam stickers from Acorn Lane. And I did some painting with Shimmers paints. I used the color Here I Am. And these are pictures of my daughter from the fall, and I just think this turned out so pretty. So I really like this one. Now this next layout I created as part of the Pear Tree Cut Files design team. Let me bring it into screen here. So on this one, I had used one of their cut files, Sunday Fun Day, and I used a collection from Simple Stories, and I did some stitching on this one. So I don't know if you can see it. Let me hold it up here. So I've got stitching marks all across each of these embellishment clusters. So my stitching goes all the way down and across. So it's a subtle detail, but I really like the way this one turned out. And these are just some photos that I documented of us on Sundays. We love going to church and having little coffee dates and going shopping. So I always consider Sunday Fun Day, and that's one of my favorite days of the week. So I think this one turned out super cute as well. It looks like I have some Shimmers paints in the background on this one too. It's kind of hard to pick up on the camera. Now this one, I think this might be my favorite layout of the year. I used the December color kits from Shimmers Paint, so I did a lot of painting on this one. I love their papers. This one I created a hidden pocket. I do have a process video that I'll link down below. And then that Merry Memories title is from one of my friends over on, she has an Etsy shop, so that turned out really pretty on here, but you see all the detail in the painting, and then I used some texture paste, and I love the look of the December color kits. It sold out so quick. Now be sure if you ever place an order on the Shimmers Paints website, you can add my name, Melissa Minor, to the notes section of your order, and Shimmers will send you a free paint. So this one turned out really pretty, and I love it. Okay, now this next one, this does not have a process video. I had ordered one of those boxes from 49 in Market. It was called the mystery box. And so I used several things that I received in that box. I've got the 49 in Market Serenity tag. I used some of their ticket essentials, Alina laser cut elements. I've got this paper was from Blue Fern Studios, and I actually received it in my Creative Scrapbook, their November kit. I love receiving their kits every month. I'm not affiliated with them, but they just make the most beautiful scrapbook kits, and so I subscribe to them. And then this I Love You acrylic title. That is from Color Cast Designs, and I think it just made the page. I used lots of Shimmers paints on here. Peacock Plume, Hot Fudge, and Egg Noggin, all those colors from Shimmers. And this one just turned out so pretty, and that's a picture of Dale and I in Florida. Now on this layout, I had made this for the launch of Tracy Reed Designs Oh What Fun collection. This was her new holiday collection this year. And I made this for a design team project. And this is a picture of my daughter Tatum and my son Logan and his wife Chloe. And I think this one turned out really pretty. All of these papers I printed at home from Tracy Reed's digital collection. And then the little stickers, those are all ephemera pieces that I also did the print and cut. Here's another layout that I used, or that I made using the Oh What Fun collection. Now these pictures, this is something fun. These pictures are from 1992, and that's a picture of me and my grandma Grace and my grandpa Bob with my cousins. And so I'm on the far left there in the blue, and I just thought this was crazy that these photos were this old, and I was able to finally scrapbook them. And then I love this title. That's one of the fonts that is in the Oh What Fun collection. So that turned out really pretty, and I added some stuff on the top there to make it shiny. So that turned out really pretty. This next layout, my friends and I get together on the second Friday of every month for a YouTube hop. And so I had made this page for that. I used the 49 in Market Christmas Spectacular collection. And then in the bottom right there, you can see I added one of the new 49 in Market InstaFlip pocket sleeves to add more photos to my layout. I used some Shimmers paints here in the color of Artichoked. And I think this turned out really pretty. I used lots of the ephemera bits and the greenery laser cut elements, all from that 49 in Market Christmas Spectacular. I've got some thickers I used that were from Vicki Booten. And on this one, I used the Thickers Alignment Guide to line up my title there. That was something new that I kind of showed in this video. So this one turned out really cute too. These were pictures of my daughter at her Christmas murder mystery dinner. So that was fun. Oh, I love this one. So I used a cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files, and then I think every product on here was from the Cherry on Top cherry box. So this is their winter box. So this cute little stamp, it's holding a little sign here that says "You're Snow Cute." That is also in that winter box, and it's such a good value. You get lots of products. And then I added some foil paper there to make those glittery snowflakes. On this one, I've got some of the mousse that came in the winter box down there, and I'm documenting some photos. Dale and I had went out. This is before I had my own Epson PictureMate 400. We had went out to pick up some pictures, and the real feel was like negative 33 degrees outside. So the roads were covered with ice, and we were literally freezing, as the title says. I used lots of Shimmers paints on this one and I think it really comes off the vibe that it's cold. Now on this layout, I used a Pear Tree cut file for the Love Our Little Family, and I used a Simple Stories It's the Little Things pack. I used their stamps, and I used lots of their stickers and their ephemera. And this is a picture documenting, it's my whole family. So that's my son Devin and my daughter Tatum. There's Dale and I and my son Logan and his wife Chloe, and we were together for my brother's wedding. This one does have a process video, but the video just really shows how to use the Cricut contour feature, and that is how I usually back my cut files. So I'll be sure to link that one down below, but I think this one turned out really pretty, and this is my favorite photo because it's me and all of my kids together. And that doesn't happen very often. When you have grown kids, I'm sure you can relate to that. So this one's really special. Now this next layout I used, this one was for Shimmers Paints, and they have a brand new paint on the market, and it is called Twinklings So in this video, I had shown what those colors look like when you use them. They have just so much sparkle. And these photos are so funny. It's documenting photos when we went to this UPS package return store. And you can purchase any package from like this giant box, and they're like $1 to $6. And we each picked out a $2 price range box. And we got some crazy things like a size 4X wild print romper, and I think we got some red capri pants and a navy blue silk pantsuit that was definitely not our size. So it was a total flop, but we had so much fun. And then that title up there, Choose Happy, that's from Colorcast, or not Colorcast, that's from Color Rush Studio. They have an acrylic subscription. Now this layout I made for Tracy Reed's Designs, and this was the release of her I Voted collection. And so I loved the papers in this collection. They're very patriotic, and she had some really neat sticker pieces that you could print. So again, this is a digital collection where you print everything yourself. And then I had used a piece of blue paper from my stash. I love that little paper that says I voted, and then there's ones with a little checkbox. So this turned out really cute. I love this one. Now, it was kind of funny when I went to vote this year, our whole town didn't have power. So we had an issue, and I actually voted by candlelight. I got ready by candlelight, and then they had these little lanterns at the KC Hall. So it was a very memorable experience for voting for this year. So that was fun, and I'm glad to get this photo on a page. Here's another one from that same I Voted collection. And so there's a photo of me. I don't have my story yet documented, so I need to get that done before I put this in the album. But that's the wonderful story. It was pretty interesting since it was by candlelight. So I left these pretty neutral. I didn't expose which way I voted one way or the other, but I thought it was fun just to document the election. And I think that's definitely neat to document and write down your views of why you voted for who and who was running and things. So it's fun to document those photos that you might not otherwise think to document. So the I Voted collection was really nice from Tracy Reed to do that. Okay, so this next layout that I have, it is from, let's see, this is one that I did for Pear Tree cut files, and I love this little cut file at the bottom. And again, I used that cider and donuts collection. I bought a ton of it, and I've got some stickers on here that I used for a title. I did some stenciling in the background. These are photos of Dale and I from the apple orchard, and we like to go and get apple cider slushies. And so one day after church, we had went and stopped at the apple orchard to get these slushies. So this was a really fun memory to document, and I love the way this cut file turned out. You know, I normally wouldn't use this plaid paper for an apple, so that was really different for me to get out of my box and document that. And isn't that cute, that little sticker that says cider? I love that. So this was really cute. Now this next layout, on this one, this is a layout I made for Shimmers Paints, and I believe this was using their November color kits. That Be Grateful, beautiful title piece up there, that is from Color Rush Studio, from their acrylic subscription. And then these are some photos that I documented of me and Dale and Tatum when we went to the pumpkin patch, and we had got a pumpkin, and just look at the beautiful ephemera. Actually, the pumpkin in the lower right and the leaves, those were all cut from one of the pattern papers. And then I've got some flare dots on here. Those come right in the Shimmers Paints color kits. And then there's lots of painting around the edges of each of the pieces of paper, and those come right in the paint. You can either get the color kits, the whole shebang, like everything, the paint, the ephemera, the dots, everything, or you can just get the paper, or you can just get the paint. So definitely check it out if you're not familiar with Shimmers Paints. This is another layout I made for Shimmers Paints using the November color kits. I used their bonus bundle on here. That bonus bundle includes a paint, and then it also has sequins. Then I used some Scrapbook.com cozy foliage dies. So those are the pretty dies that I used to cut out some of those leaves. The background, I used a stencil from TCW. It was called Screen View. And I used some of the paints that came right in the color kits. So everything just coordinated so nicely. But I really like the way that that stencil design turned out on this layout. And I used the stencil and then an ink dauber and picked up my paint with the dauber through the stencil. So that's really, really pretty. Now on this layout, I used again the Simple Stories Cider and Donuts collection, and I used Shimmers paints in the color So Sappy. And for this one, I was part of a YouTube hop. It was Rediscover Your Stash hop, and our focus was on orange, so I used the color Burnt Orange. So that was fun. But the sketch that I used, it was from Allison Davis, and she had a whole sketch series through Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. And so I have a whole playlist of all of those that I participated with this month. So that, or this year in 2024. So that was a lot of fun. And so this design with those strips going each of the different ways here, that is based off that Allison Davis sketch. So I had lots of fun participating in that. Okay, moving on to my next layout. I love this one so much. So this, I use the Simple Stories Crafty Things. I use the 6x8 paper pad, and I made this for Pear Tree cut files. So that Crafty Friends Make the Best of Friends is one of their cut files. And I used all the things from that Simple Stories collection, that Crafty Things. And this was documenting the Pear Tree Cut Files design team. So I was so honored and proud to be on that team. And I just love the way this looks, because each month we're doing cut files, and this is the like this little cricket background. Oh, this was so fun. I used some Shimmers paints in the color Berry Hot, and for the longest time I said that was my favorite, that pink color. So I think that turned out really cute, and I fussy cut the word crafty from the paper. And let's see, oh, that rainbow at the bottom, that's an acrylic piece, and that's from, I think that was a freebie I got from Color Rush Studio, one of their acrylic titles. So this one's fun. I think this layout turned out so pretty. This was one that I used for my YouTube sketch hop with all my friends on the second Friday of the month. And I used quite a bit of 49 and Market Summer Porch collection on here. I had cut the strips, and I used quite a bit of the ephemera. You can see I put some florals on here. I believe those were from 49 and Market. They might be from Little Birdie, but I think this one turned out really pretty. And these are documenting some photos that Dale and I took when we were in St. Charles. We went to a watermelon eating contest, and then we walked around the town and looked at some of the other things. So I just love all our little summer trips or little weekend getaways that we take. So this one was fun. I think this is one of my favorite pictures of my daughter, Tatum. And All the Fall Feels is a cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files. I used quite a bit of shimmers on here, and in this one I have a video, I believe, and I painted all of these flowers to match this 49 and Market Art Options Spice collection. So I had painted the flowers using Mosterius Green, Pink Moscato, and Here I Am from Shimmers Paints. So that was a lot of fun, and now it's like I only order white paper flowers because I know I can use my paints to customize all of my flowers to really match my layout. So this one, I just love this. This is from a picture of my daughter from last year when we had family photos taken. This was an individual of her. So this one turned out really pretty, and I love it. Okay, now for this next layout, this is one that I made for a Simple Stories Saturday, and I used the Simple Vintage Essentials color palette. And I used the cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files, and you'll see here I used like some twine and just glued that over top of the cut file. And I love this paper, that little owl that's right on the M of September. Dale loves owls, so I really wanted to use this paper. And this is documenting a little weekend trip we took, and we went to the Stonehill Winery and we did a wine tasting. And we are not drinkers at all, so one glass of wine is a lot for us. So this was a lot of fun to document this, and I just think that's such beautiful paper from Simple Stories. I love just the monotone light colors of this. I think it turned out really pretty. And I also used some ink and changed the color of the wood for that word September. I'm not big into Halloween, but for the October color kits from Shimmer's Paints, I found some photos to document. These were photos of my boyfriend Dale and I when this is our favorite little thrift. I don't think it's called a thrift store. It's like a little collective market. It's called Joy's, and they have all kinds of things in here, and we enjoy looking through here. But there were lots of pumpkins and things when we went through, so we documented that adventure. I used some Shimmer's paints in the color dandelion and celery. I used some scrapbook.com festive alphabet dies and some celebration banners, some ghosts. So lots of things. I do have a process video, and so I will leave that link down below. This is another layout using the Shimmer's Paints October color kits. And on this one, I used that Halloween cut file. That is from Pear Tree Cut Files. And this is some photos of us at the pumpkin patch getting our pumpkins. And I love the little dots that come in the Shimmer's Paints color kits. They're little epoxy flare dots. So you can see down in the bottom by the kitty cat, I put one down there. And I don't remember which colors I used on this. Oh, but this one was fun because I used cheesecloth. And so I'd always wanted to do that on a layout. So I thought that was perfect for a Halloween layout to use the cheesecloth on my Halloween layout. So I really like the way this one turned out. Super cute. Now this next layout, I really like it. I took my daughter to her first concert. So that's a picture of my daughter there in the red and her friend Kendall in the black. I used the Bella Boulevard Teen Vibe paper. And then I loved these stickers so much that I ended up ordering 2 of the sticker sheets. They're from Reminiscence. And because the reason I did that is because I make a 12 by 12 book for me, and then for my daughter, I make her an 8.5 by 11. So I wanted to repeat this layout in 8.5 by 11 size. I used a cute little die to make fringe along the bottom of the photos, and then I used a stencil to create that center portion with the music notes. Oh, I just love the way this one turned out, that mixed media behind the photos, and then those stickers I think really make the layout for your concert photos. So this was so much fun. So I really like this layout. It doesn't have a process video, but if you have any questions or comments, just leave those down below and I'd be happy to answer them. Now on this photo, I used the 49 in Market Vintage Orchid Collection, or Vintage Orchard, I believe it was, and I used this cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files. And this is a picture from my brother's wedding from this summer, or I guess it was fall. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. But I love this photo because it's my whole family. It's me and my kids, my brother, and his beautiful wife, Krupa, my mom, my stepbrother. I just love this one. So today is my favorite memory. Was absolutely perfect for this layout. I guess I need to go back and add the date now because I can't remember what month he got married. But it was in Florida and we had a wonderful time. It was right before the hurricanes. So whenever that was this year, this place is wiped out now. But so it's crazy that we were there right before this happened. Now this layout I made for Pink Fresh Friday for Pink Fresh items. And I'm not participating in that hop anymore, but I do have a playlist on my channel, and I really liked this one. This is documenting some photos of Dale and I on a weekend trip to Galena, Illinois, and we visited this place called Horseshoe Mound. It's a gorgeous nature preserve, and it was really funny. You'll have to watch the video to see what happened to Dale on this, but I cut out some of the flowers here from the paper and made my own ephemera just by fussy cutting lots of the flowers. So this one's really pretty, and I had fun participating in the Pink Fresh Friday hops. Okay, now on this next layout, I used some dies from Coco and Reno. Now I'm on their design team, so this was their Celebrate banner dies, and so I'm documenting a memory of my daughter's 15th birthday where we went to one of our favorite restaurants and then shopping. But I used quite a bit of Shimmer's paints. I used Mango Tango, Christmas cheer, evergreen, blue jeans, and Buddy's favorite color, red. So I used lots of Shimmer's paints in the background, and the paper that I used was from my stash. That was from Close to My Heart, from one of their collections. I was trying to use up some of that. So if you ever shop at Coco and Reno, you can use my code Melissa10 and you can save 10% on your purchase. So I'll be sure to leave that link and down below in the description box. But I think this turned out super cute, and there's lots of texture on these dies, on the word celebrate. So there's two dies for the banner itself, and then the celebrate, it's kind of hard to see, but there's texture on each of the letters. This layout is documenting our Thanksgiving from this year, and I used that title up there from Color Cast Designs, that Thanksgiving feast, and then I used the 49 in Market Vintage Orchard collection. I've even got that cute little turkey flare down there. That's from Scrap and Happy Studio. But we had so much fun over Thanksgiving, and I was able to get 8 photos on this one-page layout, so I was really excited about that. And I think this turned out super cute. I think I have a video for this one, so I'll leave it linked down below. I think most of these, with the exception of the concert layout, have videos, so I will link them all down below. If you haven't seen them, I would love for you to. But this Thanksgiving was super special because my dad had announced he's going to retire and he's going to be moving closer to my sister. So one of probably our last Thanksgivings all together in his house. Now this layout, I love this one so much. I used a lot of 49 in Market Summer Porch collection. And I used that acrylic title. That's from my friend that has that Etsy shop, Inner Creativity Crafts. So that turned out really pretty. I used some modeling paste on here. I've got some Concord and Ninth Silver enamel dots on here. I used some Shimmer's paints in the color of In Deep. But lots of the chipboard and ephemera and laser cut elements, all from that 49 in Market Summer Porch collection. It's so pretty. And this is when we were at my brother's wedding. Oh, I have a date on this one. Yay! So he got married in October. So this was right on the beach. He did get married on Gasparilla Beach. It's in Boca Grande, Florida. And this spot that we're in for these photos is where he actually proposed to his wife. So I thought this was really special for us to take some photos right here on the beach. I love this one. I think this is one I made for a Simple Story Saturday. And I used a Paige Evans cut file for the peppermints. And I believe this is a Simple Stories collection. And then I've got some Scrap and Happy Studio flair. So this was documenting when Starbucks came out with their new red holiday cups from their opening weekend. And we couldn't wait to get the peppermint mocha and the peppermint hot chocolates. I used Shimmer's paints on here. So I don't know if you can see it on here, but I do have a video for it, so I'll link it down below. But I painted all of these peppermints, and they've got like this shimmery white on each of them. And then I used some Pink Fresh gems in the center of each of them. This is just like a little hint of green. So I thought this one turned out cute. This is another one of my favorite layouts. So each of these pattern papers, I use the Tracy Reed's Designs Oh What Fun collection. And look at all the stitching. I stitched every single one of these. This was an inspiration from Paige Evans. She had made a layout similar to this, using her papers, of course, but in one of her Make With Me Mondays. So I picked up the design and I used these papers, these Christmas Oh What Fun papers, and then that acrylic title piece, that's from Color Cast Designs from their subscription kit, I believe. I belong to that. So I have that on there, and this is just a picture of us drinking some hot chocolate that we made, and we got out our cute little Christmas mugs that have the sweaters on them. So I think this one turned out so fun, and I had a lot of fun stitching on here. I don't know how to stitch in real life, only on paper. So this one was a lot of fun to put together. All right, now this next layout, I used the Shimmer's Paints December color kits. Now, unfortunately, that sold out so fast. And I also used a cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files for that frame. Isn't that cute? I might have to use that on several more layouts, but I used some Shimmer's paints to paint all those pieces there. And then I used, I believe it was Angel Wings Shimmer's paints to make like that little snow layer for my ephemera pieces to sit, and those all came in the color kits. And then in the December color kits, they had these acetate snowflakes that were included, and so I decided to punch a hole in the center and string those all across the top, so it just kind of gives them movement, and you can see those acrylic snowflakes up there, and that looks really cute. This one does have a video, and I was documenting. It was kind of hard to scrapbook wearing a hot pink Rudolph sweatshirt during Christmas because everything's red and green, so I was really excited to see pink in the December color kits from Shimmer's Paints. Here is another fun one. I love this one. So this Christmas mode activated is a Pear Tree cut file, and I use the contour feature to back this. Check out the A. I use some a snow pen to put that on there so it has lots of dimension. And then I use some of my stamps from Close to My Heart that I had, those little elf stamps. I colored and cut those out with the dies. And I'm documenting a memory here. We had went to see Elf, like Buddy the Elf, at the Fox Theater, and we nearly froze on the way there. The temperature was 50 below zero. We made it, and I thought we were taking a serious photo, and check out my daughter's face and Dale's face. They were kind of wild that night, so we had a lot of fun. And so I thought Christmas mode activated was totally appropriate for a title for this page. So this one was a lot of fun. I believe all these papers and ephemera pieces were from Simple Stories. This is another one of my favorites, and it's a more recent one on my channel. I am using the Advent 365 cut file. So there were several cut files. I'm using day 24 in that from Pear Tree Cut Files. It's the little things in life, and I use the 49 in Market Kaleidoscope paper and some ephemera, and then some of those little pieces are from Pear Tree cut files, like the little flare and the little acrylic hearts. So I love the way this one turned out. I have a video, I'll link for it. So that is it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I really hope you'll subscribe and come back. I would love for you to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. If you have any questions, drop them down below, and please leave me a comment on which layout is your favorite. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!